Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really fascinating, the magic of homemade wine. Specifically, how to take it up a notch. We're exploring using seasonal fruits. Our mission really is to show you how tapping into nature's calendar, the harvest cycles, can turn, well, decent homebrew into something truly special. This is all inspired by a fantastic article from Wineful Living. Honestly, it kind of changed how I think about fruit wines. Think about it creating wine where each bottle really tells the story of when it was made. So, coming up, we'll unpack why seasonal is so vital, look at specific fruits for each part of the year, and share some, frankly, game-changing tips. Okay, let's get into it. We hear eat seasonally all the time, but for making wine, it sounds like it's almost like rule number one. What's the main reason Wineful Living really hammers home about using seasonal fruit? Is it just freshness or?
That's a really good starting point. It definitely goes beyond just being fresh off the vine, so to speak. What's really interesting is how all these factors work together. It connects you, the winemaker, to that natural rhythm.
Hmm.
And the results are just better. The biggest thing is peak ripeness. That's number one. When fruit is harvested in its actual season, it's developed the maximum sugar, sure, but also those really complex flavor compounds. So that means you get higher natural sugar, which helps fermentation, obviously. And, importantly, a more authentic, richer wine profile right from the get-go.
Right, the building blocks are just better quality.
Exactly. And building on that, those flavors, those specific compounds we want, they only hit their peak during the natural harvest time. You
Yeah.
just don't get that same depth from fruit picked early, shipped halfway around a world.
Mhm.
It's just not the same.
Makes sense. Less vibrant.
Totally. And then there's the cost, which is, let's be honest, a big factor for home winemakers. Seasonal stuff is usually way cheaper. We're talking like 30 to 50% less.
Wow, that much.
Sometimes even 60%, yeah. The article mentions smart winemakers, pooling resources, buying in bulk from local farms during peak season. Good tip.
Definitely a smart way to do it.
And finally, just working with the seasons keeps things interesting. It adds so much variety to your cellar. Instead of, making the same old thing, you're encouraged to experiment. It stops what the article calls winemaker's fatigue, which I think is a great term,
Yeah.
and keeps it exciting.
Yeah, I like that. A constantly changing wine library.
Exactly. A
It's-
dynamic collection that reflects the year.
Okay, so the article gets really specific about fruits, which I loved. We think grapes, obviously, but strawberry wine, it sounds almost delicate. What makes it such a good starting point, especially for summer? Let's dive into these summer stars.
Strawberry wine is great, especially for beginners. It's pretty forgiving, and the results are lovely. You get that beautiful ruby pink color, that delicate smell,
Hmm.
almost perfume-like. But the key is timing. Late spring, early summer strawberries are what you want. And when picking them, look for berries that are red all the way through. No white shoulders near the stem. This is a sign they're not quite ripe.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to smell sweet and strong. Deep color usually means deep flavor. The article really stresses this. Farm fresh, peak ripeness berries are worlds apart from supermarket ones for wine. Just vastly superior.
Right, you need that intensity.
Yeah. And technique-wise, here's a big one. Macerate the berries with sugar overnight, like 12 to 24 hours before you start fermenting.
Macerate, like just letting them sit in sugar.
Exactly. It's a pre-fermentation soak. It gently breaks down the cell walls, kind of like salting vegetables does. It unlocks all that color and aroma before the yeast gets involved. You end up with a much richer, more expressive wine.
Uh-huh. Interesting. And the article mentioned adding vanilla bean to strawberry wine. Why vanilla?
Ah, yes, just a hint. Usually in secondary fermentation.
Okay, what does it do? Seems like an unusual pairing.
It's kind of magical, actually. Vanilla rounds out the strawberry's natural tartness, enhances the sweetness without being sickly sweet. It adds this creamy, warm, almost floral layer that just complements the bright strawberry notes beautifully. Creates a luxurious feel.
Luxurious strawberry wine. I like the sound of that.
It's a great combo. It's not really a chemical thing, just beautiful flavor synergy.
And the article suggests pairing it with goat cheese, fruit tarts, basil. Sounds like a perfect summer evening right there.
Definitely.
All right, so if strawberry is that delicate touch, peaches. Peaches are like pure summer sunshine, aren't they? That feeling of biting into a ripe peach. How does that translate into wine?
Oh, perfectly.
Yeah.
Peach wine captures that essence. You get this gorgeous golden color, subtle floral hints, those honeyed notes. It really tastes like summer.
So what kind of peaches are best?
You want freestone varieties where the pick comes away easily. That just makes life easier. Look for fragrant skin, a little bit of give when you gently squeeze them. And honestly, this is key. Sniff them. If they don't smell strongly of peach, your wine won't taste strongly of peach. Fragrance is everything here.
Got it. Sniff test is crucial.
Absolutely. Now, here's a technique that the article highlights, and it's a game changer for peaches. Freeze them first.
Freeze them whole.
Yep, overnight is good. Then thaw them out before you start the fermenting process. Freezing naturally breaks down the cell walls. You get way more juice and flavor release without having to mash them up too much.
Yeah.
Easier to work with, better result.
Wow, okay. That's clever. Does it cause any issues like cloudiness?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
But generally, no. If anything, it can help clarity because it breaks down pectins, which cause haze. You might get a bit more sediment settling out during fermentation, but that's easy to rack off. The main benefit is that huge flavor boost.
Interesting. And the article notes it's kind of similar to a rosé.
Yeah, many people find that. It has that light, refreshing quality. Makes it a perfect summer sipper, really.
And adding a little ginger for complexity sounds nice.
Just a touch, yeah. Adds a little spice note.
And pairings. Chilled with grilled chicken, summer salads, buttery pastries. Sounds delicious.
That's grilled chicken pairing. Yeah, that works so well, especially if the chicken has maybe some slightly sweet or fruity marinade on it. Really sings.
Good point. Okay, so summer's covered, but as the leaves start to turn, autumn brings its own bounty, right? Apples. Apple wine seems so classic, almost fundamental, and versatile too.
Hugely versatile. That's why it's great for new winemakers. You can make it dry, almost like a white wine, or sweet and cider-like. It really depends on your apples and your method.
So what's the secret then, according to the article, to making it outstanding rather than just...
Okay. The secret is blending. 100%. Don't just use one type of apple.
Okay.
Think like a craft brewer or something. You want balance. Mix sweet apples like Fuji or Gala with tart ones like Granny Smith or maybe Braeburn. This gives you complexity. The article suggests something like a 3-to-1 ratio, sweet to tart, as a good starting point for balance.
3 parts sweet, 1 part tart. Got it. That makes sense.
Good.
I remember my first try years ago, just used random apples. It was memorable, let's say. Not in a good way.
Yeah, blending is key. And another technique the article mentions is cold crashing.
Cold crashing, what's that?
Before you start fermentation, you chill the must, that's the crushed apple mixture, right down almost to freezing. It helps clarify the juice, lets solids settle out, but critically, it helps preserve those fresh apple aromas.
Oh, interesting. So it stops them from disappearing during fermentation.
Exactly. Apple aroma can be surprisingly delicate and easy to lose. Cold crashing is like a secret weapon to keep the wine bright and actually tasting like apples.
That makes a ton of sense. And you can add those autumnal spices too, right? Cinnamon, clove.
Oh, definitely. A little bit goes a long way, usually added later in the process, but yeah, perfect for that fall feel.
And pairings. Sharp cheddar, pork dishes, cinnamon desserts. Classic fall combinations.
Perfect pairings.
Now, what about Apple's often forgotten cousin, the pear? Pear wine sounds elegant.
It really is. Often overlooked, but it makes a beautiful wine. Very subtle floral notes, a really nice silky texture on the palate. It's quite sophisticated.
So what's the trick with pears? Are they harder to work with?
Not necessarily hard, it's just different. For selection, you actually want them firm, just starting to ripen. A little bit underripe is better than overripe.
Really? Why is that?
Overripe pears get mushy very quickly, which makes processing tricky, and they're prone to oxidation, which dulls those delicate flavors you want. So firm is good.
Okay, firm pears, like Bartlett or Bosc.
Yeah, Bartlett, Bosc, even Asian pears work well. They all bring slightly different nuances. And the other thing with pear wine is patience.
Patience.
Yeah. Unlike some fruit wines that come together quickly, pear wine really benefits from a longer secondary fermentation, like 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow, that's quite a while.
It is, but that's when it develops that subtle complexity and that lovely silky mouthfeel.
Yeah.
It's not a rush job. Definitely worth the wait.
Good to know. And you can add spices here too, ginger or cardamom.
Yes, those work beautifully. Ginger adds a nice warmth. Cardamom adds a sort of exotic floral note. Again, just a touch.
And pairings. Brie cheese, roast turkey, almond desserts. Sounds very refined.
It makes for a really elegant pairing experience.
Okay, so fall is sorted, but then winter arrives. Things get colder, less fruit around. Does winemaking just stop?
Not according to Wineful Living. This is where citrus comes in.
Ah, citrus, of course.
Exactly. Winter is actually peak season for most citrus fruits. Think oranges, lemons, grapefruit. Their bright, zesty character makes incredibly refreshing wines. A real burst of sunshine in the colder months.
I like that idea. Are they different to make? More acidic?
They are naturally higher in acid. Yeah. So the key technique is balancing that acidity. You'll likely need to add more sugar than with some other fruits to get that balance right. And capturing the aroma is crucial. That comes from the zest, the colored outer peel.
Right, you need the zest, but not the white stuff underneath.
Absolutely critical. Avoid the white pith at all costs. It's incredibly bitter and will make your wine harsh. Just the colorful zest.
Okay, so careful zesting. What about specific types?
Oh, lots of options. Blood oranges make stunning wine, amazing color and complex, berry-like notes. Meyer lemons are great too. They're less acidic than regular lemons, more floral and aromatic. Really lovely.
And the article mentioned blending different citrus fruits.
Yeah, that could be really fun. Imagine blending orange, lemon, maybe a bit of grapefruit. You
Yeah.
can create some really unique, complex flavor profiles.
That sounds fantastic. And pairings would be seafood, salads.
Perfect. Seafood, fresh salads work brilliantly. Or even just use it as a base for a spritzer. Really versatile.
Okay, winter's not a dead zone after all. So as we transition out of winter, heading towards summer again, spring, what does the article suggest for that in-between time?
Pineapple.
Pineapple, really? That feels very tropical for spring.
It does, but it bridges that gap nicely. Think of it as a taste of the sunshine to come. Pineapple wine is like a tropical vacation in a glass.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's it like?
It's got this wonderful, bright acidity, but balanced with natural sweetness, really exotic aroma. That sunshine-like quality the article mentions is spot on.
How do you pick a good pineapple for wine?
Look for golden skin. Not too much green. It should smell sweet, especially at the base, and feel slightly yielding, not rock hard.
Yeah.
And crucially, green pineapples don't ripen much after picking, so you need one that's pretty much ready to go.
Got it. Golden and fragrant. Any special techniques?
One absolutely vital technique, removing the rind and all those little brown eyes. Every single one.
All of them. Wow.
Because even tiny bits of the rind or those eyes contain compounds that are incredibly bitter. They will absolutely ruin the wine.
Wow. Okay. So patience is key during prep.
Massive patience. It takes time to prep a pineapple properly for wine, but skipping this step is disastrous. It's the difference between delicious tropical wine and undrinkable bitterness.
Duly noted. Thorough cleaning is non-negotiable. And maybe a touch of ginger here, too.
Ginger and pineapple are a classic combo, right?
Yeah.
Adds a nice complementary zing. Works really well.
And pairings. Spicy Asian food, coconut desserts, grilled fish. Makes sense.
Yeah, it cuts through spice beautifully and complements those tropical flavors.
Okay, we've covered the seasons. This is great stuff. Are there any sort of universal tips that apply across the board no matter what fruit you're using?
Absolutely. If we kind of zoom out, there are definitely some core principles for success with any fruit wine. First, and you cannot say this enough, sanitize everything. Everything. Your hands, your equipment, your bottles.
The number one rule, right?
It really is. Spoilage from bacteria or wild yeast is the main reason batches fail, especially for beginners. Be meticulous about sanitation.
Good advice. What else?
Keep detailed notes. Seriously, write down your fruit source, how much you used, sugar levels, temperatures, when you did things.
Why is that so important?
Because when you make an amazing batch, you'll want to know exactly how you did it. And if a batch goes wrong, your notes help you figure out why. Future you will thank you.
Okay, good point. Log everything.
Yeah. Also consider getting a fruit press, especially if you plan on making apple or pear wine regularly. It just makes extracting juice so much easier and more efficient.
Less messy too, I imagine.
Definitely. And don't just toss the leftover pulp after pressing or straining.
Oh, what can you do with it?
Lots. Make fruit leather, add it to compost, or some people even make a second, lighter batch of wine from it, sometimes called a second running. Less intense, but still drinkable.
Resourceful. Okay, what else?
Temperature control. It really matters for fermentation. Most fruit wines do best between, say, 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 18 to 12.4 Celsius.
What happens if it's too cold or too hot?
Too cold, and the yeast might slow down or stop working entirely, a stalled fermentation. Too hot, and the yeast gets stressed and can produce nasty off flavors, like fusel alcohols. So stable temps are good.
Right. Find a cool, steady spot.
Exactly. And the last big one, patience, especially with aging.
Ah, the waiting game.
It's tough. But honestly, this is where a lot of good fruit wines become great. Many taste significantly better after aging in the bottle for at least 3 to 6 months.
Really? That long?
Yeah, those initial harsh notes mellow out, the flavors integrate and become more complex, resist drinking it all straight away. It's like letting a good stew simmer, you know? Flavors meld over time.
That's a great analogy. Patience pays off. So, wrapping this all up, it's clear that working with seasonal fruits isn't just a nice idea, it's fundamental for making really top quality homemade wine. You get better flavor, save money, keep things interesting, and kind of connect with the natural cycle of things, too.
Precisely. It's about working with nature's rhythm. And thinking about a seasonal winemaking calendar, like the article suggests, can be really helpful. Plan out your year strawberries in early summer, peaches later, apples in fall, citrus in winter. It ensures you're always ready for what's best.
So, here's a thought for everyone listening. Why not challenge yourself? Try making at least one wine from each season this year. Start with whatever fruit is hitting its peak right now in your area. Use these tips we've talked about. And just imagine building this amazing, diverse library of flavors in your cellar. Think about opening that bright strawberry wine in the middle of winter.
Or that zesty citrus wine on a hot summer day.
Exactly! A delicious reminder of the seasons and something you crafted yourself. That sounds pretty rewarding.